Back when I moved in here, I said if Mark would allow me to have free reign of the interiors of the house, he could have free reign for the exterior.
Live your life within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away.
Good morning and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I am currently at my second home. We are picking up some vegetables, we're picking up some herbs, some dirt. Mark is back here. He has some propane in the gas tank, and we're just gonna kind of get some stuff because we have a lot of little projects to do around the backyard today. So we're just gonna go around, grab some of these things, and then I will meet you guys back at the house. Back home now, and first off, I'm sorry for the lawnmower guy back there. I'm telling you, anytime this time of year that I try to film, somebody's always bringing out their lawnmower, so I apologize for that. But anyway, we are back home and we have several projects that we are going to be doing outside. So first, we're going to clean off everything off of the deck. There's all sorts of pollen and leaves and acorns and all sorts of stuff that needs to be removed. So we're just gonna go ahead and take off all of the furniture and the pots and the tables and everything and give the deck a nice power wash. And then after that, this thing back here, if you guys have been around for a while, you know that I call this the BAP, the big ass planter that we built a few years ago. And a couple of things have happened. So you can see over there on that side, there's an empty space, and we have these bushes here that we kind of wanted to make like a privacy area so that what was going on here on the deck could just kind of be private from the walkers and the drivers back along this street. So the bush that was right there unfortunately died for whatever reason, don't know why. And instead of starting a brand new bush in that area, we have decided to figure out a way to move the 3 bushes that are behind me kind of to the center of the planter. Another thing, I'll show you guys that a little bit later, is that the dirt that's inside of the planter has sunken, and so we got several more bags of dirt today at Home Depot that we're going to refill this planter with. And so hopefully by the end of the day we'll have those bushes centered in the planter, and then we're going to go ahead and get them all nice and trimmed up. So those are the first 2 little projects that we're going to do. Actually, they're very big projects. And then we're going to do some painting. We have a shed that has a piece that kind of gotten rotten, and so we replaced that piece of wood. We're going to repaint that. There's a side underneath of our built-in screened-in porch that needs to be repainted, so we're going to be doing that. So basically we're just going to be spending all of our time out here today in nature. It's like 70 degrees, sunny, not a cloud in the sky, and it is going to be fabulous. And then later on tonight we're going to make some cocktails and grill out on the grill, and it's just going to be a really fun day. So let me get this deck cleared off, and then we're going to get to work. So these are creeping jennies that I purchased a couple of years ago, and the goal for these were to kind of fall over all of the sides of this big planter. But as you can see how much the dirt has sunken down, we have about that much dirt all the way down that we need to replace, so that everything will kind of lift up and these creeping jennies will eventually fall over. But for right now we're going to have to dig them completely out, and then we'll replant them a little bit later. Go in like more that way, more to your left.
All right. You're sure?
Yeah. Yeah, there.
Good?
Yep.
How about straight? So now what we're going to do is we're going to pressure wash
the deck, we're going to pressure wash this planter, and then we're going to do some staining, which is going to be exciting. And then after that, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get to the trimming of the bushes today, but if not today, definitely tomorrow. But that is the goal, just to get this whole space looking a lot better than it currently does. So let's get to pressure washing.
And that's it.
While the deck is still drying, we still have, I would say, probably another half an hour or so. I'm going to move on to another project that has just been waiting to be done for probably a good 2.5, 3 years now, and it's this. So underneath our porch, which is right there, Mark went ahead and added these strips of wood because underneath of the porch we have a bunch of storage. He made these gates here, and then underneath we keep like our old lawnmower and a bunch of other junk, as you can see. And so this side of the house has never been painted, so I have the paint here, and we're going to go ahead and make that look nice and pretty on this side of the house. It's time to go ahead and stain the planter now. I think that it is dry enough. The deck, for whatever reason, is still pretty wet, so that's not going to be done today. And honestly, I don't even think that it needs to be restained, but Mark thinks that it does, so I'm going to let him do it tomorrow. So today we're gonna go ahead and get the stain onto the planter. Mark is going inside now to get me a tray. We actually have this stain here that we got from Sherwin-Williams today. It is the Banyan Brown, which is the exact same color as the floor. I kind of just thought that both of these pieces would just kind of have the same stain, just so that it all looked like they went together. We kind of went back and forth if it should be white or if it should be the stain, and then ultimately I just decided to go ahead with the Banyan Brown. So let's get started.
I said I once thought I was in charge of the outdoors, but but you said, but that's still a matter of decor.
You're right.
Color, and so that's still a bias.
Back when I moved in here, I said if Mark would allow me to have free reign of the interiors of the house, he could have free reign for the exterior. To him, that meant that he had free reign of the exteriors, but honestly, that just meant he just needs to cut the grass every 2 weeks. And I do everything else. All right, let's get started. Everything is looking really good. There is this spot that's right here that I wish wasn't there, but I know in just a few weeks those branches are going to start to grow together, and I'm going to finally have that one solid hedge that I want on top of this planter. Another thing that I'm really looking forward to are the creeping jennies kind of finally falling over the sides. We have the creeping jenny here that we replanted, and then we have to get some more for the space that's back here. But I think that once those bushes kind of grow together and then the creeping jennies are falling over top, it's gonna look really nice out here. I'm very happy with how it turned out today. So it is like 5:30, 6 o'clock. We have been doing this literally all day long, and now I think it's time for a cocktail. So let's go inside and I will show you what I'm gonna make. Cheers. Oh, that's good. That is, there are so many flavors that are going on. That is a delicious cocktail. Now, typically I love a spicy margarita, and the spiciness typically comes from a jalapeno. But in this recipe, which I found for my newsletter followers last week, the spiciness comes from the Mike's Hot Honey, and it is delicious. It adds just enough of heat without it being overly spicy. And then the tahini up top just gives you like that last bit of spicy flavor. It is so good. And trust me, I do not like spicy foods, overly spicy things. This one gives you just enough heat, but then it's quickly followed up with the sweetness. It is absolutely stunning. And then look at this, the color. So the color of the cocktail with the color of the tahini, I mean, it just makes for the perfect summer cocktail. Very, very refreshing, especially after a long days of work. So good. Actually, I think I put tequila in the recipe, but I really do think that it would be just as delicious, if not even more so, with mezcal. 10 out of 10. You guys have to try this one. So I'm going to continue and just sit down for just a minute and continue to enjoy this cocktail with my sister and with Mark. And then we are going to go ahead and get the furniture back onto the deck. And then we're going to start with dinner. Very excited about that. So yeah, cheers. This is delicious. reason I come over here, for samples. We're doing great, honey. Good morning. So I just finished breakfast and it was delicious. It is my favorite breakfast right now, and I have been making it probably for the last couple of weeks. I really like changing out the toast for a hash brown and then putting on the avocado and then the egg on top of that. So good. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching me make that, because it really is my favorite breakfast right now. And so for the rest of today, I think I'm just going to take it slow. I'm going to watch some of my favorite YouTubers. I'm going to finish up with a podcast that I've been listening to. And then a little bit later on, I'm going to plant some of those herbs that I got at Home Depot yesterday. We do have a lot of work that we need to do with the garden, but that's probably not going to be for another week or so. We still have to kind of put together the fencing around our garden. Unfortunately, we have, well, fortunately, it's nice, but not when it comes to a garden. But we have a lot of wildlife around here, and they all love our garden. And so unfortunately, we have to put kind of like this mesh fencing all around the base of the garden to keep all of the critters out. So we took what we had down last year, because it didn't necessarily work the best. We still were able to get some squirrels inside, and we don't know how they did it. So now we have a fencing that goes around that has even smaller holes, and so hopefully that's going to keep everybody out of our garden. So we still have another week or so to go before we start to get to planting in there. But for the rest of today, I'm going to go ahead and put some of those herbs that I got into some separate pots and then just set those outside on the deck. So So with that, I'm going to let you guys go for today. I hope that you enjoy kind of following me along yesterday as I was just checking off things off of our list. Probably within the next couple of weeks, things are going to get really busy around here in terms of doing the renovation for the kitchen and renovation for the bathroom. We have some traveling coming up. We have some family visiting coming up. And so things are about to get very busy for the rest of the spring and summer. And before we know it, it's going to be December, which is crazy. So I wanted to get some of these things that have been on our list for a couple of years now finally checked off. And so I'm really glad that we were able to do that yesterday, and I hope that you guys enjoyed just watching us do that. So with that, I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you right back here next Sunday. Bye.